were discussing just the other day as we were trying to come up with this program to say what are some of the causes of procrastination. And you guys who are watching, please feel free to comment and share with us your thoughts on some of the causes of procrastination, because we believe that there are many people that are suffering and that are being overcome by this challenge of procrastination. Yeah. So, Emmanuel, what do you think are some of the causes of procrastination?
Okay, there are diverse and there are so many types of procrastination in our daily lives. I think we can have poor time management. We can have the fear of tomorrow, the fear of unknown, over analyzing issues or over analyzing our duties. And I think these are the three major factors that is bothering the society currently. We overanalyzing, the fear of the future, because perfectionism, we want to be perfect, so we delay so much of our duties because if I wait right now, I can analyze, I can work on this. By the time we realize we had overanalyzed to the stage that all the things we analyze are not being put into use. So that is of course overanalyzing, poor time management, for perfectionism. Those are the causes. Those are the major causes. We have minor causes, but those are the major causes of procrastination.
Yeah. So guys, those who are just joining us now, we're talking about procrastination. What is procrastination? What are some of the causes of procrastination, and how can we overcome this challenge of procrastination? So, Emmanuel talked about the aspect of analyzing stuff. Some of us overanalyze so many things, in our heads. When you have a little project to do, you start overanalyzing it. And you find that as you are overanalyzing it, time is passing without you even realizing that time is passing, yeah? Yeah. And you find that as you are doing that, you are actually losing time. And that is where the aspect of poor time management comes in. Because with overanalyzing, you find that time is passing, and as time is passing, you find that you be discouraged even to do that which you needed to do, because time has passed which you could have used to do that which you needed to do. So you need to be able to manage your time wisely in order for you to counter this challenge of procrastination. And when it comes to time management, there's a little question that I was discussing with somebody the other day, saying, how can you eat an elephant?
That's a huge thing.
How can you eat an elephant? How can one eat an elephant? How can one eat an elephant? That's I keep saying it because it's funny, but it's a very powerful concept, when it comes to time management. How can one eat an elephant? You eat an elephant by cutting it into pieces. When you cut it into pieces, maybe if you want to eat it for another day, you put in the fridge. You after cutting it into pieces, you spice it up and you cook it, you boil it. When it comes soft and nice and tender, then you begin to eat. But you cannot eat the elephant as big as it is just like that. In fact, it will eat you.
You'll be overwhelmed by it.
You'll be overwhelmed by it. You see that? So you find that to eat an elephant, you need to be able to cut it into pieces. And it's the same thing when it comes to handling major projects. In order for you to overcome this elephant of procrastination, you need to be able to analyze your projects in a way where you cut them into pieces to say, okay, in order for me to do this, this is a big challenge, but today I'll handle, maybe if you're studying a project of 100 pages, you say today I'm going to handle 20 pages, then tomorrow another 30, just like that. So you find that when you're doing that, just like adding spice to small pieces of an elephant meat, you find that you start feeling good as you're handling that project. Why? Because it's encouraging you. Every time you finish it, you feel like, oh wow, I've done 20 pages today. I still have 20 more pages to do. And just like that. So that's how you eat an elephant, and that's how you manage time to handle procrastination.
Wow. Eating an elephant.
Yeah, bro.
That is a tough theory, man. But it's so much applicable.
Yeah?
Spicing it.
Uh-huh.
Being related to handling your issues little by little.
Yeah.
Making sure every moment of your time there is something being done. Because spicing it, you cannot just say, okay, I'm just going to leave the elephant for it to boil.
Yeah.
It will be cooked, but it will never taste better.
Exactly.
Same thing, we can leave our issues and our duties down. In the end, to never taste better. Because we are not able to put our issues or put the work at the right time. So it's a very good theory. Eating an elephant. Wow, I'm learning. You know. So viewers, as you're watching this, share your comments, share your views. Because as I'm here, I'm also learning. He's discussing, I'm also learning. So thank you for that one, Mr. Kalko. To the other courses and its solutions, we already did mention the course of time management, as he did talk about it just right now. There is another course called perfectionism, being perfect, and overanalyzing. When we talk about overanalyzing, I'll quote one wise man. He said, for us to have 100% success, planning is 5%, then action is 95%. I was like,
interesting.
You, these motivational speakers, you just come up with so many facts.
Interesting.
Until I started putting it into work. You know, planning takes just about 5%, as he said, and it's true. And the action is 95%. Why? Because during the time of action, we are able to plan along. But if you are saying that we want to plan 95%, by the time we start putting them into action, we realize that there is still more for us to plan, there is still more for us to do. So it's better we just give the outline. Okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, and we start doing it. But if you say, okay, I have to plan, before we realize
time has passed.
Yeah. And we start giving us excuses. And time is life. So one way we can overcome overanalyzing is just putting the outline. If the outline is there, just give out the plan, 95% of it, and start the work with the 95. During the time of working, the planning will come to make it better and better. So that we can beat our time, because time is money, as they say.
Yeah.
And time is very precious. Time lost we can never gain.
Exactly.
So 95% action, 5% planning. And you're going to get the perfectionism you need. You're going to be perfect with that.
So the problem is that many people want the whole item to be perfect first beforehand, before they can execute. But it's like my friend Frims here said, as long as you've planned 5%, execute. You find that in the process of executing, you begin to learn certain things and maybe even modify part of the project. You know? So your project, your life, in fact, can never be completely perfect. Let's just put that on the line. You know?
Sure.
Most of us even stress ourselves because we feel like our lives need to be completely perfect before we can do something or become something. But no, you never be completely perfect. In fact, the more you try to be perfect, the more you realize how imperfect you are. So let's handle this issue of perfectionism right now. Yeah, so that's
going 95% executing action, 5% planning. And you're going to get it right.
So there you have it, guys. There you have it. Procrastination is a major challenge to many people, and we've talked about some of the causes of procrastination being poor time management, perfectionism, you know, and fear of analyzing stuff, which comes from the fear of the unknown. Yeah. In fact, coming to fear of unknown, guys, you can never completely know what the future holds. But you can do your part by planning today. You see? And once you plan, you move by faith to know that, okay, this plan that I've made, no matter how small it is, as I move by faith, it will begin growing. I'll begin having more understanding of it. Even as exterior circumstances and situations happen tomorrow or the day after or years after, you begin to understand the whole essence of the big picture now. See that? Yeah. It's like when you're trying to bake a cake. You start with ingredients.
Yeah.
Start with minor ingredients. Sometimes you don't even know how the cake is going to end up. Maybe you might imagine that it's going to be a big, nice, maybe blue cake or something. Do people eat blue cakes?
Yeah, some people that are going to eat.
Anyway,
yeah.
So maybe you imagine that it's going to be this nice, soft cake. But then, perhaps you didn't even know in the oven there was a minor fault with the wiring and stuff. Then, as you are waiting on it to finish, you've done your part. You've added the ingredients and everything. But then the cake just comes out black. Not what you had imagined. It becomes roasted. You see that? So you wouldn't have known what could have caused those circumstances because they were out of your understanding. But imagine if you were trying to just stick to, I need to have a perfect cake, I have to have a nice cake, and all that kind of... That stuff is good, yeah. You need to always look at the positive side and always look at the better version of everything that you are doing. Always try to do the best that you can do. Yeah. But in trying to do the best that you can do, don't put pressure on yourself so much. Yeah. You need to chill with yourself.
For sure. Just get relaxed. The future is overrated. The future is overrated because...
Talk more about that, please.
None knows about the future.
Yeah.
But we have today. So if you fear tomorrow, you can never enjoy today. So just put in the work today, and tomorrow will take care of itself.
Exactly.
That is faith. Having evidence of what tomorrow holds. Though if you've not yet seen it, you are putting in work today because you have something that shows that tomorrow will be better. So never fear tomorrow. Just put in the work. Just do what you can do best.
Exactly.
And I will be asking you, Brother Kalko, upon all that we've discussed, talking about overcoming procrastination, with time management, no overthinking, not overanalyzing, not fearing the future. How can you relate to this in an everyday life?
Wow, that's very interesting. I think this comes in many aspects, actually, in so many aspects. It's just like a student trying to study for an exam. Maybe you have an exam in a week, right? Let's say today is Friday. Then let's say you have an exam on Monday. Then this exam, maybe this has been like one of your most challenging courses, yeah? Maybe let's say it's physics. It's one of your most challenging courses. And so when you look at the subject, sometimes you feel like you have 4 days and so you still have time. But then as you are thinking about the fact that you still have time, on the other side, instead of starting to study, you begin maybe watching a movie, maybe you go and hang out with friends, So you find that the studies for this Monday exam are not actually your priority right now. And priority equals time management. You see that? So if you have an exam on Monday, make sure that it's on top of your list. Make sure that 90% of your time is actually equivalent, is put to you studying for this exam on Monday instead of you doing the other things. Then the 10% you divide it into these other things that you need to do. Like they say, all work with no play makes John a dull boy. So meaning that 90%, I didn't say 100%, guys. I said 90%. You study 90%. Then when you're done with your studies, the other 10% you can allocate it to the other stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And you, Lil Frames, what do you have to say on this subject of procrastination?
Yeah, I can relate to this because I'm a student. I started being a student. I'm a human being. And human beings with time and decisions. I've become a victim, and I've become a great user of time. And there are moments time went against me. As in, there was a time just last week Saturday. I had to move to Marrakech from Tangier.
Yeah.
And there were two things to do for me. For
Okay.
me to come back, bath, go buy my ticket and go. But my flight, the train was about to leave at 3 p.m. And I came back around 1 something. I have to bath, get to the gare. It takes around 45 minutes. So I knew I cannot get there before time. So what do I have to do? I have to manage my time. How can I manage my time? I have to buy time. How can I buy time? I have to make sure someone uses his time that he is not using that very moment to help me out. And I was able to contact Jenny, and Jenny was able to buy my ticket for me. And did you know?
Yeah.
The funny aspect of it is, I got there 7 minutes before the train would take off.
Interesting.
So if I had waited, no, I can do this on my own. Sometimes we are not able to manage our time well because we think we can do everything on our own. And this brings me, this makes me record so many stuff. There was a time before you go back to Zambia, you had passport problems. It got misplaced. It got missing actually, not being misplaced because maybe someone had taken it and put it at a different place. You did one thing I knew, you're a man of managing your time in. Because you were someone else, somewhere else, you told us to what? Help you look for it. Rather than you coming back and just looking for it. So with that, what does it do? It's able to what? Help you focus on what you're doing over there. For us to what? Also focus on looking it for you. So I think one of the ways we can manage our time is buying time.
By delegation.
By delegation.
Guys, come on, you need to tweet that. Buy time by delegation. Buy time by delegation. Buy time by delegation.
Write it somewhere.
Buy time by delegation.
You heard it from here first.
you need to tweet that. Lil Frames and Kako. Buy time by delegation. Come on, someone.
So the moment you share your time with others, it helps what you manage your time right. So that's one of the ways I can relate to time management and avoiding procrastination.
That's powerful. That's powerful, bro. That's powerful. That's powerful. Yeah. So we've talked a lot. I can't see you guys commenting. But anyway, at least you guys are listening. So the most important thing is that you guys are getting a thing or two on procrastination. Yeah. So just to summarize, as we go, this is part 1. We're bringing to you guys a series, me and my boy here, Lil Frames, a series on overcoming, where we'll just be discussing the various issues and aspects that we need to overcome. So today we're talking in the aspect of work ethic. And under work ethic, we chose to handle the mountain, the elephant, the problem, the challenge, the issue of procrastination. Yeah. So that is what we're handling today. And help us summarize some of the points we talked about, bro.
Okay. viewers, those who just came, like we are about to summarize everything that we learned. First, by stating what we define by procrastination.
Yeah.
Most of us know procrastination is the thief of time.
Yeah.
But procrastination actually is rescheduling do now duties for tomorrow's works. Mind you, tomorrow we have other stuff also to do, so we double it up, which leads to procrastination. So actual procrastination is what? Rescheduling our duties, which we need to do now. And we did mention some courses in which Brother Kako did talk about time management and how you can manage time. As in, he did mention, brought this theory, eating an elephant. Eating an elephant is about how you can cook an elephant, cutting them into pieces and spicing them. Cutting that huge elephant into pieces is what? You dissecting your works. And putting in the spices is you taking those dissected parts and handling them one by one. Because when it's huge that way, it's very hard for you to what? You see,
you even become discouraged.
Yeah, there's no way we can do it. So that was about time management, eating an elephant, and I did talk about the fear of tomorrow, over analyzing. What I did talk about was there's nothing like being perfect. Though in our perfections we can be perfect, but seeking to be perfect before we can act never leads to perfection. So it's all about the theory of 5% plan, 95% action. Because doing that 95% action, we can be what? Modifying our plans to attain perfection. So that was what we discussed so far. I think my boss has one or two things to add to it before we can go.
I think that's basically it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's Kako right here, and
dear friends.
Yeah, so until next time, share this video and be encouraged. Live life and stay empowered. Bye.
Peace.